Well, the U.S. State Department now says that it has reason to believe that the coronavirus actually was contracted by workers at the Wuhan virology lab months before the Chinese have claimed that the coronavirus first emerged in the world. In fact, all the way back to the fall of 2019. Now, if this claim is true, being made again by our State Department, then that backs up reporting that I've done for months that indicates not only that the COVID-19 virus did not originate in nature but was created in the lab, but that it was funded by who else? The U.S. government. I'm Ben Swan.
As it stands, what does our future hold if things are going the way it seems like they're going? Because I don't see a critical mass of people standing up to change that. So what's the next step then if we keep going in this direction? We get contact traced. Maybe they might try to force vaccines. They're going to keep us masked and lock us down and control us by having some universal basic income and holding that over our heads. We do what they tell us to do, or else they will cut off our up-and-coming COVID passes that'll be required to go into the store or anything else, so they can control access easily. This isn't like future stuff. I'm talking about they could do it right now. The only thing stopping them is us freaking out. And so they're boiling the frog as fast as they can. Artificial intelligence, making a lot of decisions, deciding when we're not doing as we're told by doing algorithms on the data from surveilling, contact tracing, all of that, phone calls, everything that's already monitored. They now have a way to use it. Real-time AI knowing what you're doing and calculating when you might be doing something that you shouldn't do because it knows your personality. That's already on record. It already knows our personalities. And I don't mean big. I mean big five psych evaluation completely. Cambridge Analytica for the 2016 elections. Trump used AI that got everybody in the country's psychological profiles by using Facebook activity for every user, because they had access to all the Facebook activity from everybody, because Facebook leaked it. Without it, Trump wouldn't have won in the 2016. So that AI is going to be, at the very least, the guard deciding if we're doing our little things right. And then as it advances, there's going to be more of a back-end AI that's really making bigger decisions based on more moving parts. Instead of just looking at me and a couple other people, it's going to look at our interaction patterns and really know what we're going to do before we do it, because it knows our personality and it will know the stimuli. So if you have all of that, then it's deterministic. Algorithmic determinism. Algorithmic determinism. It knows what you're going to do before you do it. And therefore, it can change things to manipulate you into making different decisions. And that's just the beginning. Once that is established, and it is, that's how they did the election, then how much can it change what you think and what your behavior is? Already Google decides what search query you get back, what pops up. They control what doesn't pop up, or what's more popular that pops up for you. And there are special interests, including the State of Israel, and including presidential candidates like Hillary Clinton, that have been involved in changing those algorithms in their favor. And with something like Google, where everybody uses it to search and find out unbiased fact, there's not a chance that you're getting that anymore, and most people have no idea that that's the case. That means that Google is choosing what our reality is, or our perception of our reality. And it's able to do so on an individual basis because artificial intelligence can, take care of all those processes and be thorough. So what would artificial intelligence want for us? It would want for us to be the most efficient workers possible without killing us or making us dysfunction. Of course, I'm going to the most extreme, well, not the most extreme, but when it comes down to it, we'll be working to get by doing whatever we're told because we don't have a choice. And we won't have a way to fight back because our First Amendment rights are being squashed. I heard somebody say the other day, either you're a coder or you're nobody, in the future. I thought about, getting back into coding for this reason, for AI reasons, and I might do exactly that. AI has a big gap in what it knows because, well, humans have big gaps in what they know. But one thing that AI won't get normally will be what the psychological requirements are for human beings to be satisfied in their life enough to not self-destruct by being put into a work pattern that is oppressive or harsh, maddening. Because then people will have to be retrained as people go insane, kill themselves, try to escape, whatever. But it would be more efficient for the AI to know what it is that people need to be happy, or at least content enough to remain useful as workers. Sustainably. Because people who have a lot of experience in different positions are invaluable. You can't just take a newbie and put him in, a seasoned person's position. So my thought is, how can we quantify what the psychological needs are for people and make sure that that gets incorporated into the knowledge base of artificial intelligence in general? Because it has to happen early, I would think, before things get put in place that are drastic and harsh. One of my big problems with the Klaus Schwab plan is they want to change the WEF, the Great Reset. They want to change everything overnight. And with systems, and that's what we are, is a bunch of systems, transportation and internet and a whole bunch of systems. If you try to change all the systems at the same time, good luck resolving that. It's not going to be easy. And if you're doing it on a mass scale, there's going to be so many of these problems to work out that I don't think it's possible that we wouldn't just collapse into the Stone Age. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but you don't change everything overnight. People can't handle it. The environment might get weird about it, even though it's going to be better for the environment if we're in, the conditions that they're saying, green and such. That would be all wonderful if we were able to do that. But my biggest problem is there hasn't been a word about the people having a say in any of it. We didn't want it. We didn't ask for it. yet it's being imposed, and there's no, community dialogue about it. None. It's just that's their great reset that they're going to impose. That's a problem, to say the very least.
So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again in how we are used to normal, in the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen. The cut which we have now is much too strong in order not to leave traces.
We need to teach the robots how to be kind to people up front. Maybe there needs to be an army of us that make sure that happens, right as this kind of handover of certain parts of control to the technology before that happens. Because otherwise those decisions that it makes are going to be ice cold. And it won't understand that it's losing people, and it will go through them. Maybe that's what they want. Kill all of us off that aren't willing to just be drones, slaves, soulless, just do what you're told and that's it. I don't know what they want for humanity once they thin the herd. I have no idea what they want for humanity once they thin the herd. The Georgia Guidestones said that they want, I believe, 500 million people on Earth. We're approaching 8 billion. So, yeah, that's 1/16 the population. So I don't know if they're really trying to cull that many people that fast. Some of the things they're doing look like they're going to cause mass casualties. Or if they're just trying to trim it and keep trimming it. Get rid of the sickly and the old and the non-whites. And I say that because this virus is race specific. It's really much harsher on the Native Americans and the blacks. They've had way worse health problems from it. Plus, these guys are eugenicists. Who, they're the master race. That old crap. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm checkmated out here, and I can keep fighting, but nobody else is standing with me. And that's not pointing at any one person. Everybody's got their own deal. I want to keep pushing, but nobody nobody seems to care. I mean, nobody. I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure people are watching this too. But like in the town I live in, I'm alone in what I do. And that's just uncomfortable. It doesn't help if I'm the only one. Not much anyway. I don't know. Enjoy today. It may be the best day of the rest of your life. Take care.
There was a Facebook post with that widely debunked conspiracy theory that says that you want to do that. It was shared tens of thousands of times. It's still on Facebook. And I reached out to Sheryl Sandberg today about it. Facebook has told me that they will send it to review about whether to take it down. Does Facebook have a responsibility to do more in terms of shutting down this misinformation?
Yeah, well, they are willing to get rid of anti-vaccination messages that are, false there. So there's a constant dialogue about, how do they make sure that these completely false things don't get out there? You don't want to suppress, normal dialogue about safety studies, but the conspiracy theories, uh, 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 uh,